that's going to be a big challenge today. I know because of Josh and the weapons that they have, the Ravens probably won't be as aggressive. I think if they do, Josh is going to light him up just because he's grown a lot from last year. And you'll see that the offensive line as well plays with a lot more confidence as Josh plays. And so he'll help them. And when they have their success early, I think that's going to definitely come out and help them as the game draws out. The X factor always is going to be Lamar Jackson when he's on offense. We know that he's quite not the pocket passer that he probably wants to be, and he's still working on that, still developing. He can hurt you from the pocket, especially if you're not on your P's and Q's. Like we saw last year when he hit a 70-yard bomb on us when we had a bust. And so he's going to be able to find those guys, but it all starts in the run game. And the guys are going to really have to have a short-term memory because he is going to get out from a time to time. But when he does get out, make sure that it maintains at like a 12, 15-yard game and not a 60-yard highlight Superman play, MVP caliber, and it turns into a touchdown. And so those are things that they're really going to have to harp on. And I think those are going to be the two really telltale signs as far as who wins this game today.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. Like I said, these matchups. I know Wink Martindale, the Ravens defensive coordinator, said this week that they were going to be aggressive and they were going to stay aggressive. And they're going to be who they are. And like you said, interesting stat here: Josh Allen is ranked #1 in NFL as a quarterback against the blitz this year.
Yeah. I mean, and it's great to have your game plan. You do want to be who you are, but at the end of the day, you want to win that game too. And so if Josh is running you up out of that blitz, you don't change and shift. And if you don't, it's just not smart coaching. And so, they got to try to see if they've learned from last year because they did have great success. And normally when you have success in the NFL, offense, defense, special teams, your foundation is going to be based on that scheme that you used prior. You may have a few new wrinkles and looks, but the crux of it all is going to be based on where you had success and see if the team has grown, have they adapted, have they matured. And so that's smart coaching on his point. But if he doesn't make adjustments, which I don't see him not doing, that would be a foolish move in my mind.
Do you remember some of the things that you guys did last year? Because you guys did a really good job of containing Lamar Jackson and actually giving a blueprint to a few teams down the road of stopping. Do you remember what some of the keys that you guys did to stop him last year? Or contain him, I should say?
I make myself make him be a pocket passer. Stop the run, be physical, and we had to bring an extra guy in the box, and that's why I saw Mike and Jordan down in there at times. And because we had great personnel, when you think about your Davis White, Levi Wallace, that have the ability to hold up on the outside when they don't really have, dynamic guys. We know about Hollywood Brown is really good, but some of the other guys are good. But we had guys that can match up with them, and we felt comfortable with those matchups. And so that's what allowed us to have that extra guy in the box, be very disciplined, and then we took our shots. I mean, even, I know they've showed this highlight probably over and over up in Baltimore, what happened to us last year when Matt Milano, he got shook, right? He got shook. It slowed Lamar down, and people fail to realize I was able to then run him down just barely and trip him up on the backside. And so a play instead of that probably would have been a touchdown was only like a 6-yard gain. And so guys were fearless, took their shots, we corralled him well. And then you had guys like last year, which is going to be a big difference this year to see who steps up. I mean, Shaq Lawson had a big game. Jordan Phillips had a big game. Just that physicality up front. Star Alotu Laley had a big game. And so that's where I think if you want to just see early how things are being defined, is really that D line and if they're knocking people back or not.
And that's interesting because you said about the personnel. You're no longer there. Shaq is no longer there. Jordan Phillips no longer there. And as you say, these guys are you guys are very influential in that and stop in containing him last year. But now you're going to have the pressure is going to be on guys like AJ Klein, AJ Epinesa, some of these young guys who never played against Lamar Jackson. I'm pretty sure that what you see on film is a lot different speed when you get it right in front of you.
Yeah, it's definitely different. Last year we had a guy, Ray McLeod, that actually gave us a great look at practice to kind of simulate it. But it was only a simulation, right? Because Lamar Jackson is a unique athlete, a unique individual. Because if there was a whole bunch of them walking around, you'll have a whole bunch of guys being utilized in that fashion. And so it was definitely it was good that we had somebody. I'm pretty sure they used somebody this year to at least give them a resemblance of what Lamar can bring. But at the end of the day, you got to be fearless, have a short memory, and then just attack. And it has to be 4 quarters. I mean, we saw that with Tennessee Titans last week, who did a pretty good job. But then you let him get one loose, and that's almost the difference in the football game, right? As far as you winning or losing. And that's one thing that we tried to do, and we didn't do last year because I mentioned that 70-yard touchdown to Hurst. And so they're going to have to execute all day. The biggest difference, though, this year with this team is, and with the difference with Tennessee Titans, is that Josh Allen and the boys have been averaging 30 points, all year. So they can put them points up. That'll be huge as far as making the Ravens feel like they have to get out of that game plan as far as being able to control the clock, run the ball, and be meticulous about working their way down the field. And I know last week versus the Titans, they were down 10-0 early. They can come back from that. It has to be like, up 2 scores late in the third, early in the fourth, where they feel like we can't run the ball and eat up 7-8 minutes of this clock.
It's stopping the run. That's going to be their key to the game, right? Pretty much you get to containing the run, stopping them. What you do? Averaging maybe probably 2 yards on first down. Don't let them get big games on first down, right?
Yeah. That's a lot right there, averaging making them average 2 yards. But it can be done, right? We saw the Ravens do it to the King last week, and held him to 40 yards. So that's the type of mindset they're going to have, and the type of game plan, and the type of execution all day to be able to hold Lamar in that running game, the 80, 90 yards. If he can do that, this game is going to get out of hand just because this Bills team is built different, especially if Josh and them are doing well. And I just don't think Lamar is quite there yet as far as being a consistent pocket passer. He can do it. I just think he's not quite there yet in the maturation process where he can quite just depend on it down in and down out. And he's going to continue to grow in that fashion. But, he has to be there today, and I don't think he's quite there yet.
And, not for nothing, something that Greg Roman has not had to do either as a play caller was consistently pass or consistently call passing plays from playing from behind. So that
it's different. I mean, you're trying to take shots down the field. I mean, which they've done, but consistently do it over and over and have a plethora of plays that you guys are comfortable with running for different situations. And to your point, that's why it's so key on first and second down to have, like you said, a 2-yard average. So then you're dealing with a lot of 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 7 pluses, so that they have to constantly go back into that well and try to figure out plays that's going to give the Bills back in a different look to create an advantage. And like you said, I just don't know if they've had to rely on that. And when they have, they haven't really played well. And that's this year and last year.
Now, I know we got William here waiting on the line at the stadium, so Zoe, I'm going to let you take over here and see what the environment is from William down there, One Bills Drive.
Yeah, let's see it.
Hey, fellas, what's up? How you guys doing?
What's going on, William?
Good. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Perfect, good. It's actually getting pretty loud around here, which is pretty good. As everybody says, we know that 6,700, it's not going to sound like 6,700. So
it's got to be up there like 30 or 40. I heard Green Bay, man. I don't think the Green Bay Packer Cheeseheads have anything on Bills Mafia.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, as people start to come in here, you kind of feel the atmosphere. It's kind of rising. You get the vibe that something special is going to happen tonight. So it's
that's great. So how is the vibe right now? Is there any tailgating going on? I know there's COVID protocols in place. Yeah. What is kind of the atmosphere and kind of the environment going on right now?
Yeah, so technically in the stadium lots, no tailgating is allowed. Yes, there's people sitting around their cars drinking beers. Everybody's been pretty chill about that because they're staying in their own little personal pods. But but over on the other side in private lots, there's a little partying going on. But it looks pretty social distance, so so they're doing it right. But there's definitely that feel of a little, I think, anticipation too. Till the 8:15 happens. I think a lot of people are just, they're getting that sense of, maybe a little fear, but also excitement. So it's very interesting. But I think the closer we get to 8:15, I think it's going to be just more excitement.
Have you got a chance to talk to any of the fellow fans out there to see what their take was on this game and just what their pressure meter is at?
Yeah, so actually, since they're being kind of strict about, who you're around, we're actually talking to the person next to us, parked next to us. And I believe he was a season ticket holder, I think, for 20 years or so. So I think since his past, his history of going to these games, this is the first night game. I mean, history of any Bills playoff games at home. So I think everything as a whole. Excuse me, sorry, there's a fire truck going in the background. I think as a whole,
Okay, it's getting live out there. What is
yeah,
that, man?
listen.
They
But
getting
no, I
turned
think
up.
as a whole, exactly. No, I think as a whole, I think at first when he started to talk, he was a little more nervous again because it's past history, what's happened the last how many years. By the end, he was absolutely ecstatic and ready. Looked like he was about to go through a wall. That's what he sounded like. So I was all about it.
All right. Well, man, thanks you, William. Make sure he don't run through that wall. Make sure you stay safe out there and have a great time at the game, man.
I appreciate you guys. All right, go Bills.
Yeah.
Hey, they got the sirens going, everything, fire trucks out,
Oh yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. You know Bill's Mafia is gonna be turned up and push it to the limit as much as they can. So I know it's a great vibe down there. I know these guys are gonna go out there and really create a home field advantage. People talking about 6,700, but they're gonna sound that vibe in that building. The guys are gonna really be able to feed off of like they did last week. And so it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a great game today. I can't wait to watch it. And I've been excited all week. I've been posting videos, had my clothes all laid out last night.
I saw that, man.
Bills, yeah, top to the bottom. So yeah, I'm excited for these guys. I know they're gonna go out there, prepare well, got a great plan, and get after them today.
So, because they got that first playoff game out the way last week, they got the W. Does that change the jitters going into this game a little bit, just the mindset a little bit?
Yes, I think it's significant. I think they should play a lot looser this week. I've kind of compared it to that Patriots, right? Haven't really been able to beat the Patriots over the last 20 years. And so now when they played them earlier the first game, it comes down to that last play when we have Zimmer coming in and push the ball out. And then the second time we go and play them up there, we wear them out, right? And so that biggest thing is just that mental capacity of saying, okay, we can do this. We've done it. This group has done it. And so now we can relax a little bit as far as playing tight, which I thought the fellas kind of tightened up towards the end of that game a little bit when the coach started putting something together, especially defensively. We didn't finish well. And so I expect them to address that this week and making sure once they set a tone and establish the standard of the game, that they're able to maintain that until the fourth quarter is over.
And speaking of one of the names that we didn't mention in helping contain Lamar Jackson last year was Trent Murphy. And guess what?
Yeah.
Trent Murphy is active tonight for the first time in a couple of weeks. They brought him. He's active. So
it makes sense. You need smart, disciplined football players when you're executing. And obviously they realized what Trent was able to do last year. Trent is going to be where he needs to be versus this power read option and power plays they do and all that type of stuff to confuse you. He's a veteran guy. He's seen it before. He's going to have great eyes, great focus, and he's going to play hard. And it's unfortunate how Trent's, year is gone, but it's great that he's there and has the ability to go out there and prove himself once again that he's an NFL caliber player and is going to help his team win, I think, today because of that experience that he has playing versus Lamar and just playing football, period. Because in the playoffs, you got to have guys that don't allow the moment to be bigger than what it really is, and Trent is seasoned.
Yeah. So I don't know how much else we can say. I know you got your daughter's game to go to, and I know you're gonna get home and watch this game. But final thoughts heading into this matchup tonight.
Hey, I wish it was one of the games. This is one of the few games I wish I could come out, retirement for, because it's gonna be physical, and that was the three keys of the game, right? Physical. And by the way, did I say physical? So be physical, stay physical, finish physical. And that's the only way you can beat a bully. Because the Ravens traditionally have been bullies, coming from that black and blue division. And so we have to meet that tempo, really establish it and sustain it because they're not going to go away because they're a great football team, well coached, and have great players over there. But, I always got my money on the boys in blue. So I'm looking forward to it. And I know they're going to be hyped for it. I know it's going to be led by several guys out there, and I can't wait to see them show out today.
A lot of people not picking the Bills. A lot of people thinking that this Bills defense can't be physical. We've seen them physical against quarterbacks this season, and I think they could come out there and do it tonight. And if they do, you never know. The Chiefs lose tomorrow, and the Bills win tonight. There may be 3 playoff games in Buffalo, man.
Yeah, that'd be great. I know Bob Babbage, the linebacker coach, all week has been preaching pound and punish, and so they're gonna have the right mentality. And so I have great trust in these guys to go out there and execute for full court. So, like I said, can't wait to see it. I'm hyped. I'm amped. I'm better to be able to watch my daughter's game without getting up screaming because I'm so hyped. So, but it's all good. Hey, and by the way, we started off fast today. My 6U team went 1-1. Mason's team went. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs, which is one of the best teams in our league. I think they won a championship last year, and we beat them today. So we're off to a great start. I'll be posting some videos, so watch out for them because they out here playing a playoff caliber as well.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to your kids. Shout out to Bills. I mean, and shout out to everybody. I mean, let's just win across the board this weekend.
Yes.
Let's win across the board.
Yes, sir, man. Appreciate you, JT.
But, hey, you want to sign us off, Zoe? This is the lowdown.
Always, man. Appreciate everybody checking us out here on the lowdown with my man JT, the biggest figure as I call him. Check us out next week. Hopefully the Bills will be able to pull this one out, and we can keep on doing this and bringing you the news and the inside and the lowdown. Later.
That's it. Later, people. Have a good game.